look at the grain on that. It's unreal. Hey guys, so I'm going to slab up this curly, burly Arbutus stump thing. Make some cool furniture out of it hopefully one day. But it's covered in dirt and rocks, so the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to pressure wash the whole thing just to save the life of my chain on my chainsaw. Won't have to sharpen it as often. So it's a little bit extra work, but I think it's time well spent. So I've cleaned off all the rocks, all the dirt, everything that I'm sure there's more on it, but I got the majority of it. So it's really amazing how these trees can just grow around rocks. I removed some really big rocks prior to this video, but the stump just grew right around it. But you can just see in this thing is just loaded with figure. There's going to be tons of burl, curl. I'm hoping some figure as well, but it's going to be really interesting. Although it's not a very big piece of wood, it's going to have lots of detail. So I'm not sure what I'm going to build with it, but it's going to take a few years to dry it out anyways, so might as well get it started. Okay, so tried to pick it up, get it on the sawhorses, but it's way too heavy. I could probably do it, but I'm going to hurt myself. So I have set up a block and tackle up onto the, my firewood cable that I got. I got five times pulling power on this, so I should have no problem picking it up. I will rig it up and we'll see what happens. So I've got the big burl secured to the sawhorses, pretty sturdy, not 100%, but good enough. And now I'm gonna just probably get my small chainsaw and I'll buck off some of the things in the way, and then we'll get the first cut made and start slabbing. So, sharpen the chainsaw. First cut, barely got into it, and there's a rock, I don't know if you can see it right there, literally grown into this piece of wood. So, I made about 1.5 inches in there, and then I've wrecked my chain again, which is frustrating. But this might be a foreshadow for this thing. It might be littered with rocks, because this was in the ground, so maybe this isn't going to work. Alright, so I got this ladder leveled off, so it's going to run true. This ladder is a piece of junk. The ends are bent, but the middle's good, so it's going to be close enough for what I'm doing here. Now I'm going to go get the mill, get it all set up, and then we'll see if we can get the first cut made. So we got the first cut made, and it actually went pretty good. It didn't hit any rocks, I don't think. I think I should have probably taken a bit more of a deeper cut, but I think that should be giving me enough flat spot to make a second cut. So let's open her up and see what we got. Holy cow. That's exactly what I thought we'd get. That is gorgeous. Look at the burl. Wow. I was gonna burn this piece of wood. That's gonna be pretty cool. Hit a rock and damaged my chain pretty good, which is too bad. I was almost done that cut. Not sure where it is. Oh. You want to see what I've made?
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, careful. There's the first piece.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, careful.
Some dents in this one, but look pretty good.
Okay, watch out, Finn. Put this one on this side. Okay.
Whoa, what's that? You okay? Oh, yeah.
That's that rock
Oh, yeah.
we ran into. You see the grain? See all the little...
Yeah?
It's gonna look really cool if we turn it into something. But now, I'm gonna try and get this rock out. See how it was growing right in there? Couldn't even get it. Couldn't even see it.
Oh, see it?
It's right there. It's the same rock. I cut it in half and wrecked my chain.
But at least you cut through it.
So I think I'll try and I'll get that. Maybe I'll get a hammer drill and we'll try and get this piece of rock out of here. So I drilled all of the rock out, I believe. And it went quite deep. Look at that. Quite a bit of rock. It would have wrecked my chain on the next cut too, but hopefully that's the only rock. I don't know. There might be more in here. We'll find out. Alright, well, we're basically back where we started with no rock in there now. Hopefully it's the last rock, but we will go sharpen the chainsaw again and try cutting them. Day number 3. This is set up about number 4 or 5. I've changed the bar, the chain, sharpened it probably 10 times. I hit another rock. This is getting extremely frustrating now, but I'm gonna try one last thing. I hit the rock I just hit was in the same area that the other one was at the bottom. So I'm thinking those are near the bottom of the root, so I'm gonna flip it up on edge and try milling it that way. If I hit more rocks, I'm just gonna give up and burn this thing like I was planning to begin it. But it will no longer be live edge, but it should still have some cool looking grain, so I might be able to do something with it. Made it through the first cut without hitting a rock, so it's a good start. But I switched to skip tooth chain just to speed things up on the filing end. Certainly makes a rough cut, but I don't really care at this point. I'm just trying to get this done. Made it through without hitting a rock. It's amazing. That's some pretty cool looking grain. It's hard to see the grain. It's really cool looking, but such a rough cut with a crosscut chain that all you can see is the chatter. But the ripping chain works way better, but I think I damaged it with all the rocks, so I'm gonna keep going with this. 2, 3, 4, 5 slabs off of there without hitting a rock. I'm starting to think that I'm getting into rock zone here. Starting to show some discoloration. Show you over here. Some brown staining. So, but look at the grain on that. It's unreal. Might work out pretty good though if I can book match them back together like that. It's too bad I didn't start sawing it this way. It would have been much better, but you never know, I guess. So I'll take another slab off, but I'm getting close to probably calling her done here because I can't afford to wreck all my chains on this. So I made it all the way through without hitting another rock. I think I just skimmed one on the last piece of this cut, but too bad I didn't know where the rocks were ahead of time, and I would have cut it this way the whole way through. Would have ended up with some better wood, but still made out pretty good. Got all those slabs over there, and all those slabs over there. You can't see them, they're buried in sawdust. Look at the pile. Throwing good chips. Using the wrong chain for the job, but it cuts well, it just doesn't cut nice. And you kind of have to seesaw your way through it, which is not how you're supposed to rip. But I finally got her cut. Gotta get her stacked up and start drying. So we got a long way to go. I don't know if you can read that, but I can get it there. 26.9% moisture. Got a long way to go just before I can move it inside to dry. Probably want to get it to around 14 to 12%, and then I can move it inside to finish drying off to around 6 or so percent. Keep it stacked up here. The stack doesn't look great because the sequence is all messed up because I had to flip the slab, but still think it's better than burning this thing, but we'll see in a few years. Okay, thanks a lot.